On day 4 of our Suwannee River Wilderness Trail adventure, we departed Dowling Park River Camp on June 4th, 2025 and made our way to Peacock Slough River Camp, doing a little bit of fishing and stopping at a number of springs along the way. Well, good morning and welcome to day 4. Good night last night. The rains stopped before it got dark last night. We crashed pretty early, maybe 8:30. Cool last night, maybe low 70s, and our clothes don't look like they dried much. But they'll dry pretty fast when the sun comes up. Later today, we'll stop and put everything out on a sandbar somewhere, let the clothes dry. But right now it's time to get up. It's almost 6:30. And so we'll get up, get some breakfast, and start hauling everything back down to the beach. All right, saying goodbye to Dowling Park, I believe it is. We've got things split up where I've got the fishing poles and the GoPro, and well, he's got everything else.
Yeah.
Seems to work out pretty well. The river looks beautiful this morning. It's nice having the wheelbarrow to carry all of our stuff, but it only gets you so far. Still have to trek across the sand, up and down the stairs, but we'll take it since the accommodations are so nice. All right, and that's where we're heading here in a few minutes. So leaving the beach at Dowling Park, there's not much current in the river right now, but we've got a little bit shorter day, 17 miles today. So we're going to spend the morning, try to catch a few fish, and then we will continue on our way. Well, there is the sun. Those are dark clouds. Could be an interesting day. We don't mind the rain, but man, we had some lightning strikes yesterday that we did not care for. No fish this morning. The first morning we've been skunked. There's just not much structure in this part of the river. And of course, it's the only time we've ever fished it, so we don't know a lot about it. We'll keep plugging away. The gnats were really bad, so we decided to pick up the pace a little bit, keep the gnats off of us, and just look for some good looking fishing spots, and we'll pause as we see them and see if we can luck into a couple of fish today. There's not a lot to take video of since we're not catching fish, so we'll get our daily dose of really awesome tree roots. Check that out. There's the tree. Still have some limestone formations, but we don't have the cliffs like we had previously. Well, the sun has come out from behind the clouds, warming up a little bit, and we each caught a bluegill. And we just saw 3 big sturgeon jumps. I thought I'd break out the camera, see if we get lucky. I have no idea what makes them jump or when they will jump, but one of them was just enormous. It was so crazy watching these things. A lot of times you just hear the splash and you turn to look and you just see this big wake where they landed back in the water. Alright, no such luck. Alright, I think I got a little fish here. There we go. Swall, little bluegill, I think. Be catching a lot of these. A few bigger ones, but most of them are about that size. Here's another spring. We enjoy looking at the springs. It's a novelty in Florida. You don't see it everywhere. I never get tired of looking at them. Well, it's time for a break. We're gonna stop and have a snack. The sandbars have been few and far between. So we've been looking for a place, and look at what we found. Look at that, another spring. Crystal clear water coming right out of those rocks. Good place for a little break. For snack today, trying something new. I've got a piece of bread here. This is naan bread, smothered with peanut butter and topped with blueberry cinnamon granola. Healthy snack. There's a spring over there flowing into the river. And there's some stairs back there, some people playing, hanging out. And there's a really nice platform over here. So you can see that platform will actually float up and down on those poles. The ramp coming down pivots. So as the platform goes up, the ramp goes up to meet it. And where the ramp pivots, you can see there's another set of poles, which are the same height as the ones on the water. So that second section of the ramp also can float up. Pretty fancy. And there's a boat ramp right there as well. That looks pretty new. They've actually got a crane out here on a barge. They've been doing some work. There's another one over here. And again, another boat ramp right across the river from it. Most of the infrastructure we see for people's houses are wood, something more like this. And I would estimate something like 80% of them are in a state of disrepair. The spring we just passed is Charles Spring. And another mile or so up the river, down the river, we will run into Thomas Spring. And we're going to try to stop for lunch at Lafayette Springs State Park. Hopefully they will have a place where we can park the kayaks and have some lunch. Yet another spring. I think it's Allen Mill Pond Spring. We'll just go take a quick look at the entrance, but it's probably too shallow to paddle up. See how far up I can go. It's deeper than it looked originally. Okay, now I'm walking. My bare feet, hopefully I don't step on anything. Ooh, limestone. Whoa, I just sunk. Oh, this is some steps in here, it looks like. But it goes up past where I can see, so I'm not going to go any further. But another cool spring. Cools off your feet quickly with that cold spring water.
Were there holes in there?
So there are concrete or steps going through there that were really hard on my bare feet. And some areas you stepped on the sand and I went down shin deep through the sand. So I'm glad I didn't have shoes on. I would have lost a shoe. But a little adventure, never hurt anybody. Oh, we have some excitement over here. Hey, we're not going to get close. There's another one, all three of you. Hey, you're such a good dog. Good dogs. I'm pretty sure they like me complimenting them. That helped them calm down a lot. Nobody's sneaking up on that house. According to the map, we just went by Thomas Spring, but I did not see any sign of it, so no video. On our way to Lafayette Springs State Park. We found Lafayette Springs State Park. We're going to see if there's a place to park and get out and have some lunch. Well, there's the spring. There's a sandy beach area over here, so we're going to give that a shot. Well, we have a picnic table overlooking the river,
and the spring, this is a good place for lunch. But I'm going to go in search of fresh water. Here we are classing up the joint a little bit by spreading out all of our wet clothes to dry. All right, let's see where the boardwalk goes. Well-maintained park. You can see some of the covered gazebos. That might be a park office or something, not sure. Plenty of picnic tables. Not crowded. We do have fresh water coming from a spigot, so we refilled one of our gallon jugs. Let's check the overlook over here. There's two sections. There's that section over there, which has a little bit more algae in it, and the one over here, which looks like a typical spring. Well, we have a little bit of rain, but I have not seen any lightning. There's a dark cloud up there, but there's also some clear sky. I don't think it's going to last a long time. But with the sunshades, we're not really getting wet, and it's cooled things off. So we still have, probably 2 hours to go today before we get to our campsite. We're in an area with more houses now. A lot of the docks are in various states of disrepair. And so this is pretty typical of what we see. River levels have gone up and wiped stuff out, and just haven't had the opportunity or the inclination to repair. Another example of one of the docks in disrepair. I'm sure it's a challenge trying to keep them maintained through hurricane seasons and flooding. There's still some dark clouds up there, but so far no more rain. Good thing is we don't see any lightning and we don't hear any thunder. So we can take that all day long. This is Perry Spring. We might get out and stretch our legs for a minute. Cool water feels good. Yep, right out of the ground over there, right in the corner. You can see it gets deep down there, the water bubbling up. Crystal clear. I'm not going to say anything, but behold this beauty. Big old sturgeon cleared the water over there. Yet again, I missed him. I believe this is Highway 51, and it has some character with this bridge. A suspension bridge painted blue, crossing the Suwannee River. Here's a better look at it. See, I think those are called stanchions. Then you have the cables holding it up. That is Thetford Spring, and apparently it is hopping today. So they got kids out on rope swings, people in the water, in the river, people in the spring. So we're just going to keep on trucking. We are at Peacock Slough River Camp. So to work our way downstream and back up the little slough here. And we have one kayak parked there for now. The other one over here. We're going to walk upstairs and see what we see. Well, they have some kayak racks, but I don't think we're going to drag the kayaks up this far. Much like the other river camps. Got a pavilion, and we have a bathhouse with fresh flowers. And cabins screened in, much like we've seen the previous river camps. This one looks like it might have a camp host in an RV. Wildlife alert. Let's see if we can get him. There he goes. Oh, spider web. There he goes. That's a black snake. We're all set up for tonight. I'll be in the hammock. And we brought all of our gear up. It's a long walk, but they have a wagon. So we just brought everything up. These shelters, I think they're 16 by 16, so they're good size. One of the things I did for this trip is I brought a 5-gallon bucket. And years ago, I bought these lids, and I have one left over. This is called the Gamma Sill lid. You can see it's got a gasket on it. And it says that it'll permanently transform your bucket into an airtight, leak-proof storage container. So I've used this as my food bucket. And then when we stop on the beach or a riverbank or wherever it happens to be for a snack or for lunch, I have something to sit on instead of sitting on the dirt and the sand. So it has worked out rather well. I think it's going to be something I use on future trips. All right, got a little bass tonight. Hold him up like that. There's a good fish. There we go.
Trophy.
All right, end of another day. It's a good day out kayaking. Saw some more springs. Caught some more fish. Had a little bit of a rain shower. But we got to the camp about 4 o'clock, so we had time to relax, have some food, get camp set up without being in a rush. But it is dark now, and the animals, the birds out there, making a lot of noise, so are the bugs. I'm not sure if you can hear on the GoPro. But I'm going to call it a day and get started again tomorrow.